So the applet program wherein we are going to add two numbers. Here we are going to read the numbers from the text field, and then we are going to calculate the sum of those two numbers once we click on a button. Yesterday I finished designing part with you because I thought both the things may confuse you together if I teach. So let me just quickly have a recap of designing part. You know, text fields are given by the keyword text field. uh, for what you can say convenience, we use the names T1, T2, T3. The design is going to be like this, where we are going to accept two numbers in two text boxes, and some we will be displaying in the third. So we require three text fields, three labels, button, one button. So declaration is over. Inside init method, we initialize three text fields, three labels with the caption, and a button also with the caption. Third step, what we have to do is we have to add those on the interface in the same sequence how we want them to appear. Clear? So this is how label 1, text field 1, label 2, text field 2, like that. And then button also have added. Fine. If I show you execution of this, see, I've specially prepared this sum app D. D is for design. So only design I have specially prepared for you in another. If I execute this, and then how to see the applet? So this is the applet. Can you see? So this is our applet. Here we have number. As I told you, by default, it is going to have a flow layout. So if you little bit increase its width, it's going to adjust. See, if you increase it further, then that num2 also will come up like that. So you have to adjust so that it looks, you can say, sensible. Fine. So here I have numbers. I can enter the numbers, but when I click on the button, nothing happens right now. Why is it so? Because the capacity, or that button doesn't have that, or you can say, capacity to respond to user's action. Remember, whatever action user does with the application or with applets, they are termed as events. What are they called as? Events. So events are not like Magnum and Divergent here. Events are the actions what the user performs with the interface. Example of events are click. We click on a button. So the moment you click on a button, you want that application should give you something in return or should do something. So that is called as responding to the event. Clear? So application should respond to the event, whatever events you do. So when you click, something happens. When you double click, something happens. When you right click, something happens. When you press a keyboard, I mean any key, something happens. Clear? So all these are different events, and you have to write a program to all those controls which you want, to respond to your events. So there are certain things which are required for this responding to the events. Clear? All of you just open the book. It's very, very important, and unfortunately, I am really disappointed to see the strength online as well as offline. Online also 15 students are attending. I feel we are more concerned than anyways. Okay. So I've made some important points which are related to event handling. Fine. So Until unless you know this, you will not understand the meaning of each of the line. First of all, if you want your applet to respond to event, designing is perfect. Like just now I showed you the applet design is perfect, but can it respond to the event? Did something happen when you click on button? Nothing. So to be able to do that, you first thing you have to do is import event package. How do you import that event package? java.awt.event.star. Some of you may have a question that when we have already imported AWT package, again why there is a need to import event package again? Because it is there in the event on AWT only. Remember when you say AWT.star, then what will happen is all the classes inside the AWT package will be accessed. But you know that a package can contain even a sub package. Inside that sub package, there could be again classes. So those classes which are there in the sub packages will not be accessible by asterisk. So if you want the sub package ka classes, then you have to specifically write like this. AWT dot event is a sub package and asterisk represents all the classes in that event. So in event package, you have many events like click, double click, so many things are there. Clear? That you are going to learn in the next semester in detail. Now, clear with this step? So with those other two import, which two you are going to import? AWT and applet. Other than that, you will be importing AWT.event. Clear? Next thing, make the class implement action listener interface. Now remember, in your event class, there are classes to respond to the events. Then, but the problem with using a class here is, see, if you want to use the class which responds to the event, which is used to respond to the event, there will be two classes here. Can you extend two classes in Java? It will become multiple inheritance, two parents, which is not allowed in Java. So as a solution, Java allows you to implement interface. So alternatively, we have an interface called as, different interfaces are there. These are called as listeners. Listeners are those which listen to your events. So for the different events, there are different listeners. For click event, there is an action listener. Fine. For selecting the items from the list, there is an item listener. So there are different listeners that you will learn in the next semester in detail. Right now you understand, to be able to respond to the click event, we need to implement action listener. So there will be two things. One is you have to extend applet and implements action listener. So case should be clear like this. Third step. So you have to do this too. Third step, once you do this action listener, your button should be connected. It is called as make the button register with the listener. How it should register with the listener? B1. Inside init only, you will be doing that. Add action listener, this. So inside init method, you will be registering with the listener with the method add action listener. And inside that this because you have to add the interface which you want to respond. The interface means the whether it is applet or frame. Right now applet itself, and you are writing the code within itself. So you'll be using the keyword this. This is the invoking object, isn't it? Understood? So if you remember this keyword, use. Fine? Anyways, right now just, if you don't understand, don't worry much, just by heart. Clear? Last statement which is important for you with applet journal program is, you have to, there is one method in which you have to write this code. If you write the statements in that method only, they will execute in response to the action. So once, if you want the button, once you click the button, something should happen. Then you should write all those statements which should happen, which should get executed in response to the event. they should be included in a method called as action. So two things you have to remember. Action listener is the interface. Action performed is the method. Clear with that? So this is the method, action performed. Clear? To save time, what I will do is I will share this in today's, today itself with Manisha. She will be sharing in the WhatsApp group. But make it a point to write in your lab book. Before you write, immediately after this design, write all the steps. Clear? Fine? Yeah. So implementing means what? Implementing means, you remember in interface, whenever you used interface, there were abstract methods. There are abstract methods. Implementing abstract methods means what? Providing a body to it. So your interface, action listener interface, has this method called as action performed, but it is abstract. Abstract means what? There is no body for it. It is just with a semicolon. Now, your class, which is going to implement this action listener, has to write a body for it. Clear? That is the fourth step. What body we are going to write now? What do we want our button to do? Once we click, it should calculate the sum and display on a text box. Clear? So clear with this knowledge, shall we go ahead? With that sum of two numbers program, it's not actually the journal program, but journal program is going to be similar. Fine. Now let's go to that program. Sum app, right? Yeah, pay attention. Now this is our program of addition of two numbers. All this was there. We had already written, but what is new here? First step is over. We have imported event. Then second step, implements action listener, done. Third thing, you have to register. Who should register? Whichever component has to respond to the event, that should register. Now we want which component? Text field पे click करेंगे या button पे? On button. So button should get registered with the listener. Clear? So B1 dot add action listener. This line is clear to you? Where you should write it? Inside init method only. Then after that, our program was, designing is over. To respond to the event, which method I should implement? Action perform. Remember, this is the parameter. Why and all, you don't worry right now, just by hand. This is a compulsory parameter, action event E. Clear? Understood? These lines actually are the one which you are going to execute. First thing, where is the number which user will provide? When you will run the applet, where is the user going to type the numbers? In the text field. What is the name of the text field? T1 and T2. There is a method which is used to fetch the value from the text field. Which is that method? GetText. Remember, to take the value from the text field, it is getText. To put the value into the text field, it is setText. Easy? Get, set. Fine. So now getText, but that whatever value will be typed in a text box will be of the data type string. But what do we want? Integer. So we have to use integer dot parsing. Remember, it's a method. GetText is a method. So empty brackets are there after GetText. This is again a serious error in exam. Students write GetText, but they don't write open and close bracket. Clear? Understood this? Yeah. Similar, and store it in which variable? N1. Similarly, take from T2 and store it in N2. Int sum addition. Now from sum, I have to display it in which text box? T3. So T3, what is the method used to put the value? set text. From which variable? Sum. See, inside the text field, we need not use string dot value of directly. Without error it does. If you use that is also fine, but without that also it can put. Clear? But only thing it will be too attached to the edge of the text field. So it's better to give a space. So to give a space, what I've used? Empty double quotes. With a space, huh? Not only quotes, space hai uske beech. And then there is sum. And after that, because it is not a paint will execute immediately when the applet gets loaded. But repaint will execute when action is performed and then new calculation is done and you are going to repaint. So we have used repaint. Clear? Which will repaint and it will modify the applet. Clear with this program? Clear, understood? Where we have to write this? Where we have to write it? In the method action. Clear? Now shall I execute and show? What is the name of this program? Sum app 2. So here I have Java C sum app2 dot Java done applet viewer. So this is how your program will look. Now I'll type 12 and 45. Do you see now it is responding to the action? Fine. I'll close this. Clear with this? Now what is your journal program? Prepare a student report. Again, as compared to last year, I have tried to simplify the program. Earlier there were two buttons, OK and cancel. Cancel means or clear, calculate and clear. Calculate means it used to calculate, clear means it used to clear the text fields. But for that again 8 to 10 lines were extra. So I just made it one button program. Clear? So this is, shall I go ahead? Yeah. 3 lines clear. Importing applet, event and AWT. Name of the class is student app. Whatever name that should be written as the applet code may also that you have to write that particular program name. Extends applet, implements action listener. How many text fields? 10. How many labels? Button 1. This is optional. You can take it down also. Why we have taken? Because grade has to be calculated, na? So it's better take string variable, calculate. Instead of message, you can take it as grade also. Clear? Now, inside init, we have to initialize all those text fields. We have taken of the same size. Easy. Labels, we have taken like this. Name, roll number, DMS, English, Java, OS, DC. 5 subjects. Then total average result, these are the output. Now we have added in sequence L1, T1, L2, T2 like that till 10. Easy? Length is big, but concept if you understand, they are just same thing. You have to go on writing. Fine. Then initialize the button. Add button. Button should be registered with action listener. Then action perform. Here you can even declare that variable message here, message or grade. Fine. Yeah, first thing what we will do from all the 5 text fields, we will fetch the marks and we are going to put it in PQRST. Actually, I would prefer to make use of M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. That will be easier. 5 subjects marks. But anyway, madam had already prepared this PQRST. So fine. Y integer dot parseInt, everybody is clear with? Yeah. Then total. In Java, you need not declare all the variables. Whenever you want, you declare and use it there only. Fine. Into total equal to P plus Q plus R plus S plus T. Double average. Why? Because average is fractional value. Total divided by 5. If you give 5, then that double value will not be calculated. That's why 5.0. Why 5? Because 5 subjects marks. Then where we are going to display the, actually it is wrong. That's it. Where it should be T9 and T10. That's why if you see the output, it was displaying something else. I checked yesterday. Clear? Easy? Then grade no. This is 8 is correct. 9 is what? 10th is grade, correct. But still there is some problem with the execution. I'll show you. 8 and 9. Yeah. Here now we have to calculate grade. For calculating grade, first we are checking if the student has failed in any of the subject with OR operator. Whether P is less than 35 or Q is less than 35 or R is or S or. Clear with this condition? If true means if the student has scored less than 35 in any one of the subject, what will be the grade? Fail. So instead of message, shall we change it to grade? Better. We can replace altogether like this. Shall we use GRD? Replace all. 7 replacements. Fine. Then else if he is not fail, then what I'll check whether average is greater than or equal to 40 and less than 50. Then which class? Pass class. Remember grade is a string variable, so initialize with double quotes. Similarly, greater than or equal to 50 and less than 60, second class. Greater than or equal to 60 and less than 70, first class. Else, if none of these, that means it must be greater than 70. So, distinction. After we store it in GRD variable, I have to put it in the text box, proper text field, which is that T10. Set text as GRD. And then, clear with this journal program? Fine, done. So shall we execute? What was that? Student app. Fine. Oh. Can you see here? So this is how flow layout works. So you have to adjust exactly. Grid layout will solve the problem, but then more number of lines you'll have to write. Fine. Name. You can write any because name anyway we are not using in calculation. Fine. You have to check for all the types of this one. First, let's check with distinction. Fine. Done. Then try with first class everything. It will work. Clear? Let's try failing anybody. 6 marks. Fail. Even though the percentage is more, it will understand that failed in one subject, so fail. Clear? This is our journal program. Any doubts? Clear with this? Yeah. So these are the methods of the graphic class. Exam point of view, it is very important. So here we start with the method, draw a line which draws a straight line. It will have parameters which I have covered in detail later. I think let better move to that itself. Clear? Yeah, see, what happens is when I go through the notes with you people, I realize what all is missing. So in these notes, those parameters are missing. Clear? So I'll modify these notes and then I'll share tomorrow. So here I require those parameters to be added. Like here there is a simple program. With this program you will understand what all shapes we have drawn here. Two lines are there, two rectangles are there. But one is filled rectangle, one is hollow rectangle. See, this is how I have used which draw line with two parameters 20, 20. So x and y, x1, y1 is 20, 20. What is x2 value? 50. That means x value means it should go in the same line. X2 is different. That means the line is slanting. Because x not slanting, it is going to go somewhere here. Of course, here, till here. What is y value? 50. So it is slanting now. Earlier it was 20. So which line can you say? This line. Then there is another draw line. 100 and 120. So 100 is the x value, 120 is the y value. What is x2? 200. So 100 ऐसे था, 200 is, x is of course, it will increase. What is y value? 70. Earlier y was 120, now it is 70. That means this line is like this. So which line? This line. Now similarly draw rect. Draw rect is x1, y1 of course, and this is width and height. This is width and this is height. Width is how much? 40. So width is more as compared to height. So that means it's a rectangle. If both are same, it will be exactly a square. This is a common sense. Clear? Now, if width is less and height is more, it is going to be vertical rectangle. Clear with that? Yeah, so this is how. Now, for fill rect, what is the method? Fill rect. Fill rect means it will be filled rect. Similarly, you have easy to remember. See here, you have draw oval, which will draw hollow oval. Fill oval, filled oval. 5 methods easy. एक तो draw string you know only. How many parameters to draw string? 3. First is a message, x value, y value. Draw line, 4 parameters, x1, y1, x2, y2. Draw rect, x1, y1, that is the starting value, then width and height, not x2, y2. Width and height. Clear? Then draw rect and fill rect. 2 methods. So 4 are already over. Draw oval, fill oval. Draw oval also it is something like that only. That's what. Exact parameters, the meaning I'll tell you. But they are similar to that. It will be only like a rectangle only. Vertical, what you can say, radius and horizontal radius, something like that. Width and height itself. X1, Y1, it will start from there. And whether you provide that width as more, then it will be like this oval. If you provide height as more, it will be vertical oval. And based on this, as I told you in one of the Magnum, we had one event for drawing emoticons. See, within oval again, two straight lines. If you draw two straight lines exactly at the place of eyes, that emoticon will be with closed eyes. And one with here. Then if you want that open eyes, then it will be like this, right? That doll. So somewhere like this. Yeah, triangle is also there. I think that doll I have not included, but I have program for that also. 2 ears like this. Only with ovals you can draw, right? one big oval, two ovals, and then one nose, one face, and then two ears. Clear? Yeah. Then there is, yeah, which all methods? You have draw arc. Arc parameters, I'll tell you. So yeah, get font is whatever font is already there that you want to know. Set font is used to set the font. And set color is used to set the color. Clear? If you want to set for the background G dot set color, you can say, and directly give the color. Your applet will be colorful. Yesterday I was referring to, I even teach at IGNO, Open Distance Education Program. It is at RPD, Indira Gandhi Open University. Some people who can't attend college regularly, they join there. So I teach there for BCA there also. So I was correcting their assignments. The papers and assignment there are very, very difficult. So there also BCA students, they have this Java. The assignment what they had was this, draw an applet with a triangle with red color and square with blue color. So they had to draw the applet with those triangles and with different colors. So you have to set the color before you call draw rect or fill rect, like that. Clear? Fine. Anyways, so these are the methods. Tomorrow, what I will do is I'll add parameters and I'll cover them in detail. What is our schedule tomorrow? I mean, what time is our class?